This video is on recursive sequences. A recursive sequence is a sequence that gives you any term in the sequence and also the generator. So the notation for this is going to be a sub n, which is just your term that you're on, and then a sub n minus 1 is going to represent the previous term. So let me give you an example. So here's an arithmetic sequence. We've got the sequence 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. So if you were going to write the explicit equation for this, you would write 4n plus 8. The reason that you would use 4 is that you are adding 4 every time. So this sequence is adding 4. And if you were going to try to work backwards to figure out what term 0 is, you would do 12 minus 4 and you would get 8. Next, we're going to look at how to write the recursive equation for this, and all we're going to need is our generator or our common difference. So the only thing we're going to need to figure out for our equation is that we're adding 4. Let me show you what that looks like. So the recursive equation for this is a sub n is equal to a sub n minus 1 plus 4. What this is saying is that if we take the previous term and we add 4 to it, we're going to get our next term. So for example, this is term 1, term 2, term 3, term 4, and term 5. If I wanted to figure out what a of 6 is, I would need to take what a of 5 was, so a sub n minus 1, 6 minus 1 is 5, so I would take my a sub 5 and I would add 4. So specifically for this one, that would mean that I would do 28 plus 4, which would give me 32. So 32 would be the next number in this sequence. Now let's look at a geometric example. So we've got 8, 16, 32, and 64. We're going to start by writing the explicit equation. So we need to figure out what our initial value is, and we also need to figure out what our common ratio is. So if we look at this particular problem, it looks like we're multiplying by 2 every time. So that means that our common ratio is going to be 2. And if I wanted to work backwards to try to figure out what my starting number would be, I would get 4 for that. 8 divided by 2 is 4, so I'm working backwards, and I would know that my a value would be 4. So then here's my explicit equation. T of n is equal to 4 times 2 to the n. So now we're going to try to write our recursive equation. And again, all we're going to need for our recursive equation is our common ratio. And our common ratio again was 2. So here's what it looks like. It's a sub n is equal to 2 times a sub n minus 1. What this means is that if you do 2 and you multiply by the previous term, you'll get the next term. So for example, this is term 1, term 2, term 3, and term 4. If I wanted to try to figure out what term 5 is, that would mean that I would do a sub 5 is equal to 2 times a sub 4. So n minus 1 means that you're doing 5 minus 1, so that gives you 4. And for this particular problem, we know that a sub 4 is 64, so 2 times 64 would be 128. 128 would be the 5th term in this sequence. Okay, so let's look at another example. 27, 33, 39. We're going to see if we can figure out a sub 0 through a sub 4, and then we're also going to try to write the equation a sub n. So if you see a sub n equals, that means you're trying to write the equation. So we're given terms 1, 2, and 3, so I filled those in here. A sub 1 is 27, a sub 2 is 33, and a sub 3 is 39. Then if I wanted to try to figure out what a sub 1 is, I would have to know what my common difference is. So it looks to me like my common difference is 6. It looks like I'm adding 6 every time. And so if I was going to work backwards, 27 take away 6 is how I came up with that 21. Then if I wanted to figure out what a sub 4 is, I would just take this 39 that I already know for a sub 3, and if I add 6, I get 45. So now we're going to see if we can figure out what our a sub n is, and keep in mind that we just need to know what our common difference is. We're going to do our previous term plus our common difference, which looks like this. a sub n is equal to a sub n minus 1 plus 6. And again, 6 was our common difference. So just to review, a sub 0 is our initial value, a sub 1 is our first term, a sub 2 is our second term, and then what this last part is saying is that it's our previous term plus 6. So the a sub n minus 1 is representing the previous term, and then of course we've got the plus 6. Let's look at another example. We've got 500, 250, and 125. So again, we're going to try to figure out a sub 0 through a sub 4, and then we're also going to try to figure out the equation a sub n. We already know our first, second, and third term, so I'm going to fill those in for a sub 1, a sub 2, and a sub 3. And then I'm going to see if I can work backwards to try to figure out what my a sub 0 is. So I have to think about what my pattern is or what's generating at this time. Looks like we're decreasing this time. And so what we're going to do is we're going to try to figure out what we're multiplying by. It looks to me like if we multiply by half every time, we're going to get the next number in the sequence. So half of 500 is 250 and half of 250 is 125. If I wanted to work backwards in order to figure out a sub 0, I would work backwards by dividing by 1/2, or I know sometimes people like to think of that as multiplying by 2. So my a sub 0 would be 1,000. Then if I wanted to try to figure out a sub 4, I'm going to take my a sub 3 and I'm going to do half of that. So 125 times half is going to be 62.5. So now we're going to try to write our equation. So the key things that we need to know for our equation are our common ratio, which again is 1/2. If you think about how we generate this sequence, all we do is take half of the previous term. So we're going to do half of our previous term, and the notation for the previous term is a sub n minus 1. So here's what the equation looks like. Okay, so let's look at a few more examples. This time I'm giving you the equation a sub n is equal to a sub n minus 1 plus 10. So what this is saying is that we take our previous term and we add 10 to it. So if I tell you that a sub 7 is 58, and we need to figure out what a sub 8 is, all I'm going to need to do is add 10 to 58. So I would get 68. Here's another example. A sub n is equal to a sub n minus 1 plus 5. This is saying that if we take our previous term and we add 5 to it, we're going to get the next term. So for this example, I'm telling you a sub 20 is 51, and I want you to figure out a sub 22. What I would recommend you do is figure out a sub 21 first, and then figure out a sub 22. So a sub 21, if we just add 5, is 56. And then if we add 5 again, we get 61, which is our a sub 22. All right, now here's an example of one where we're multiplying. So this one is saying that we're going to take 7 times our previous term. So if we know that our generator this time, our common ratio is 7, that means we're multiplying by 7. So I'm telling you that a sub 99 is 12, and I want you to determine two things, a sub 100 and then a sub 104. If I wanted to start by doing a sub 100, all I have to do is 12 times 7, so that's 84. And then if I wanted to do a sub 104, I'm going to need to keep multiplying by 7 over and over and over again. So if you think about it, if I wanted to do a sub 101 and then a sub 102 and a sub 103 and then finally a sub 104, it looks like I'm going to keep multiplying by 7 over and over and over again. So a little trick here is that you could multiply by 7 to the power of 4. Your answer is going to be 201,684. So the key thing that you need to know about recursive sequences is that they are based off of the previous term. When you look at your equation for a recursive sequence, if it shows that you're adding the same number every time, that's going to be an arithmetic recursive sequence. And if you see that you're multiplying every time, that's going to be a geometric recursive sequence.